Is about to begin. The warm-up is just going on in the background. If you can hear cars, that's why. Short warm-up session just to get the final bits and bobs, and obviously just get out to the grid as well. That's another thing of it. It's just basically just a few minutes of free time on the track, and then they all assemble on the grid in order. And the order is as follows: Phoebe O'Connor, championship leader, first on the grid. Ellen Oakley in second, good qualifying for her. Grace Wilkinson is third. Quinn Bayliss fourth. Jacob Patton fifth. Robbie Beaumont sixth. James Lewington seventh. Rosie O'Driscoll and Abby Ledger eighth and ninth respectively. Disappointment for them, the two main championship rivals not having a good session. Joe Bunting, happy for Masterforce, in 10th. Joshua Sittill is 11th. Jack Miller 12th. Harry Herman 13th. Dan Schilling 14th. David Metcalf 15th, Tom Saville 16th, Dan Dulon 17th, Ed Mahoney 18th, Cora Morrill 19th, Sam Walkham 20th, Callum Wood 21st, James Lang 22nd, Gemma Craven 23rd, Jade Oakes 24th, Ryan Price 25th, Tara Stone 26th. Yeah, my computer's struggling to run all these same applications at the same time, but yep. What we're going to do now is we are going to go into the race. Hopefully I don't mess up the camera. I've tried this once and I was on the wrong camera or something. I forgot what button I have to press now. Okay, yes, hopefully this takes me to the right camera. Pressing this button, it might not. If I mess up the cameras at the start, I'm just going to have to carry on, because I need to get this race done now. It's midnight. It's an hour-long race, so I have to go. I have to get this going. Right, here we are, over to the race stream. Ah, there we go. Ah, that's what I'm supposed to do. I get it now, I get it now, I get it. Come on, quickly, quickly. I've got the countdown. I've got 22 seconds and this is taking ages. Come on. Come on. Yes, there we go. I've got it. Yes. I actually did it. Here it is. It's quite a long way out, this camera angle, but we'll use it, okay. It's lights out and away we go, and it looks like Phoebe O'Connor has got a good start. That is a Masterforce of Bunting, who seems to be moving around trying to get a good start. It is Phoebe O'Connor who leads. Ellen Oakley in second place. And that is, who's that in third? That is Grace Wilkinson in third. Two Coombs GPs, fourth, fifth, sixth. Got a fair few cars around there. And now we'll just pop up to the front. It is Phoebe O'Connor that still leads. Solid start, and it's raining. Didn't even realise this. Where the heck has this come from? It's raining. This was not on the forecast. I swear I didn't see this on the forecast. I didn't even realise. It is raining here. Phoebe O'Connor is leading. They're on slicks at the moment, but they might have to pit. Unless that's like a glitch and show rain when it shouldn't, or dry tyres when it shouldn't. But Phoebe O'Connor is weaving. I don't know why, but she's weaving. Ellen Oakley in second place, and just the thought of rain has got me really excited now for this race. Wilkinson holding up the pack behind. Let's go back and see that. Phoebe O'Connor's got it all under control, I think, at the front. Wilkinson holding up a little bit of a train, although she's actually pulled away from it now. Bayliss keeping fourth. There's a timing screen glitch because Beaumont is ahead of Patton, but it says Patton's ahead of Beaumont. And Lewington is behind O'Driscoll as well, so that's all got. It's still stuck on the grid setting for some reason. But there are a few changes in position. Coombs getting past Patton, that is one of the changes, and Bunting's got a brilliant. No, he hasn't. Bunting's still in the same. No, he has. Yeah, he has. He's apparently 10th, but he's actually 8th, I think. I'm not entirely sure. Time and Scream is not. That was the formation lap. That's why. Oh my goodness me! I can't believe I just did that. They were racing, weren't they? Oh no. I've just. And now they're on the wet tyres. Oh no, I'm on the wrong camera now. I need to get on the right camera quickly. Get on the right camera. Camera. What? Oh no, I knew it was a formation lap, but I just got confused because they were racing each other. But this is the actual lights out and away we go. O'Connor leads. That's Wilkinson going up the inside, trying to get that position. All looks pretty uneventful through there. I can't believe I literally just commentated on a formation lap. I knew there was a formation lap. And there's racing going on here. Bayliss is... Okay, Wilkinson did take the lead. We saw her go down the inside, and she obviously just completed that move. That's what happened. Oakley down to third, so Wilkinson had a great start. Patton is fifth, so it's Beaumont who's lost the position to Lewington. And we saw a lot of racing down there. Sorry if my commentary was all over the place there, but I was so surprised that it was a formation lap. And I knew there was a formation lap, but it was because they were racing, and that just really confused me. Because in the last race, I had the same thing, and I thought, hang on, where's the formation lap? And it said lap 1 as well. It didn't say formation, but anyway, let's not dwell on that. Let's go to the front, because I would expect O'Connor to pass Wilkinson. That's what we would suspect. But anyway, the rain still wasn't on the forecast. That's still one of the surprises. And still can't believe it. O'Connor in second place. Wilkinson taking the lead there, getting 2 spots off the line. Not a great start for O'Driscoll and Leggett. Leggett swapped places with O'Driscoll, so Hamlin Fox, that doesn't change much. Wilkinson with a 148.6, which is quicker than the CGP3 cars in the dry, and this is pretty wet actually. This is pretty heavy rain. Will it dry up though? Because there wasn't supposed to be any rain on the forecast, but it's very, very damp. Very, very damp. It's more than damp. It's soaking. But Wilkinson has the lead here and seems to be just pulling away at the moment. And seems to be spreading out actually quite nicely, the field at the moment. We have O'Connor and then Oakley, who isn't in the same team as Wilkinson. Wilkinson has a different livery than Herdman in the Perfection Motorsports. Ellen Oakley drives for Silver Speed, and her teammate is Arnish, who's somewhere unimportant. He's not as good as Oakley. And Quinn Bayliss is already just driving in a world of his own there. And strategy will be key as well now. It'll probably still be a 1-sub. I don't think these tyres will go for the whole race. But we've got a bit of closer racing here. Lewington is slightly ahead of Beaumont, but I think Beaumont is really being held up by the 2 Hamlin Fox cars. Let's go on board with Abby Leggett. Hard track to pass, even harder in the wet. And it's going to be a tough one here for her to get past. She needs to really focus on getting a good exit and using the slipstream. There is still DRS in the rain, which will be activated at the end of this lap. O'Connor does go quicker than Wilkinson. Abby Leggett is quite a long way back off that pace actually, which isn't good if she wants to... well, I think actually Abby Leggett is just going to settle for getting a good position on tomorrow's grid, just making sure she's in that top 8, which O'Driscoll isn't at the moment. And I think now everyone's just got to accept that O'Connor's in a really good position for the championship, unless this wet race spices something up and makes a change. It's really bad. Oh, Dulon's had a problem. It's really bad that we don't have replay cameras, because if something goes wrong with the championship leader, I'm probably going to miss it. Because the replay camera doesn't work if you haven't been watching any of the things so far. The replay camera just doesn't work on me. Well, it worked actually on the... to be fair, actually, it did work. Let's give it a go. Nothing much is happening here. Should I risk it now? Actually, I'll quickly do it. It worked a minute ago, to be fair. No, it doesn't work. Still doesn't work. Never works. So if I miss something, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, but not able to show you the replay. So if I mean we've already missed Dulon losing his rear wing. What could that have been? Lang's gained 4 positions, so I reckon it's around that area, that 20th area where the Morecambe Morrow Weir is. I reckon something's happened there. Because Stone's up to 23rd as well, actually, so maybe Jade Oaks crashed or something. Not much going on here, actually. They're close, but not able to really do anything. Bayliss, these top 4 are actually really pulling away. Wilkinson's pace is good at the front. O'Connor, Oakley, Bayliss are sort of matching it though. Bayliss is dropping back slightly, I suppose, and Oakley too, but O'Connor's kind of keeping up. They're all kind of just keeping their distance at the moment. Then Patton, Lewington, Beaumont, Ledger, O'Driscoll all kind of in their own little group, and then I would imagine Bunting is quite a bit further down. But it's these top. No offence to Bunting down, but this is what we really care about. These top 9. There's no big drivers really down the order apart from Lang. We'll track his progress just by looking at the screen and seeing him move up the left-hand side. Dulon's still on lap. It says Dulon's still on lap 1, so maybe he's retired. Let's have a look. I really hope I don't miss anything when I go and see it. No, he's running around. He's just had a bit of damage. Let's see. Is it just me, or does that car look quite lopsided? But yeah, he obviously spent. I reckon he lost his front wing then, and that's why he spent a long time in the pits. I've gone the wrong way. We don't care about Ryan Price, Terrell Stone. Here is Grace Wilkinson then leading the way. This should be a new fastest lap actually. She's extended on O'Connor. No, they're going slower. Maybe the rain's getting heavier. But she definitely extended the gap there from O'Connor. But seems like these front 2 are pulling away actually. Oakley seems to be falling back. So we'll go on board with Bayliss. Anything changed behind? No. Patton still first. Lewington, Beaumont, Ledger, O'Driscoll still the same there. I just don't think there's a grip out there to pass. Lang's up to 16th now. So he's making those moves. We've got Morecambe 18th and Weir 21st. I'm just, yeah, that doesn't matter. I'm the team principal of CGP Racing, so that's why I'm looking at that. Bayliss is going a lot quicker than Oakley. But it just doesn't have that way through at the moment. I think, well, to be fair, actually, I reckon they're quite equal on pace, really, but I think Bayliss is slightly quicker because Oakley's falling off the back of O'Connor. And let's have a look at the gap back. Yeah, it is really starting to extend that gap behind. And what have we got then? Lewington's just dropping back a bit from Patton, and oh, Dulon's got a 143. It's a great lap. But yeah, he's going for it. To be honest, that's legit. Oh, that was a risky move. She might be under threat from the car behind now, actually, which is O'Driscoll. No, we'll keep on this. This is a bit interesting. Don't know why Legit tried that. She was a long way back. It's not a corner where you really want to be pushing the brakes because it's could be quite low grip around there. So that's interesting. And no, it seems like I think Beaumont might have slightly outbroken himself there and almost crashed. But Grace Wilkinson leads 6 laps into her debut, a 6th of the race led for her, or actually a 7th because this is only the start of lap 6. But it's coming up to a 6th. It probably is now because she's finished the first sector. So congratulations to her. Hopefully she keeps it going. That'd be great stuff for the championship, and for a debut victory in the wet as well in Hungary after qualifying so well and getting the start right. Really great performance in a team that has not shown any signs of anything all season. Herdman 12th, and he's a good driver. He is a really competitive Formula Renault driver. He doesn't drive a particularly good car in Formula Renault either, I don't think. It's quite hard to tell whether the cars are actually that far apart in Formula Renault, but I think there is a slight differentiation in performance in those cars. But yeah, Wilkinson doing a fantastic job. Legit doesn't try the same move there, so we're going to go one place forward again. See if we can find any action. At the moment they're all holding position apart from Lang, who's up to 15th now. Tempted just to go to him to see something, but we're not going to catch anything with him, are we? This is where the main action is at the moment. We'll just see Lang. As long as Lang is going up the place, he's probably just making bog standard moves. There's no other big changes in the order, so... Lewington having a look at Patton. Lewington definitely quicker than Patton. It's good to see these two teammates together. Actually, they're pretty similar on pace. Julian always had the upper hand on Lewington, but Patton and Lewington, they're two decent drivers, and they're giving a good run for each other at the moment. 5th and 6th, solid for MAT. Puts them in a good position for tomorrow on the grid. I think they'll be reasonably happy with that. If they can stay there, though. Beaumont looking really quite like he wants to get past. And yeah, Lewington has more grip than Patton. Patton's sliding around all over the place. And looked like he was almost going to spin it then, but I think that's the line that they just take in the wet. Yeah, Lewington is being held up by Patton, and that's losing him grip as well in the spray. Patton's out the spray of Bayliss because he's so far behind. He's really causing a train. And actually, like, even... Yeah, you could tell it's slow because Bunting in the Master Force, who's had a good weekend, but the car really isn't there for him. He's keeping up. And Sutil as well. He'll be hoping for a good result in P11. And then there's a bit of a gap to Herdman, who's holding up another train. So James Lang, there he is. That's him in frame there that we've got. Right at the back of this. 15th. Not too far behind 12th. Then he gets a bit of free air. May be able to do something in his pit stop to get into that train. Could be carnage. Might be able to work his way up into the points this race. Obviously, he's made really good progress so far. Will get harder and harder and harder as the race goes on. So make that progress. But... he's got a good chance of points. He might even back himself with a few failures to get into that top 8. That all-important top 8. If you get into that top 8, you reverse. You get a good grid position for tomorrow. Obviously, he's not going to get too far into it. Unless there is a real crazy finish. But at the moment, it looks set as wet. Doesn't seem like it's going to dry up. Because it is really raining quite hard. At the moment, everyone just holding position, not sure how much grip they've got, but there it is. We're going to leave this battle, go back to the front, as Bayliss is really a long way ahead now of Patton, and he's coming up. Bayliss has only got one S in it, has it? It's around 2. Gwyn Bayliss, 4th place, 1S. Behind Ellen Oakley. Thought swear it had 2, but doesn't matter. Ellen Oakley is definitely falling away from O'Connor now. In fact, and Patton isn't losing too much time, I guess. I think if Oakley was passed, then there would be an even bigger gap made. But yeah, Oakley's really fallen away from O'Connor, but O'Connor isn't making inroads on Wilkinson. Wilkinson is fine. And just out of interest, where is Dulon out on track? He's well clear. He's going a good pace. He's got slightly fresher tyres, remember, because he came in after 1 lap and hasn't done 2 laps. But yeah, I was just thinking out of interest, would they catch up to him quite soon? Probably not. I reckon he'll have the tyre wear. Maybe after the stops. He stays out for longer on worn tyres. Could get caught up. And obviously his pace won't be as good as well, because he qualified right down the order. And that's probably why he was in the crash. You want to be out the front, it's a safer place there. But actually, to be fair, Wilkinson made it quite a dangerous place going down the inside, but not that dangerous because it was a very clean and fair move. And we kind of missed it. We saw it go down the inside, but then I couldn't keep the camera in the right place. It's harder than you think. It was quite a sensitive mouse. But yeah, we saw the main part of the move. So what have we got at the moment? We've got Wilkinson, O'Connor in their own group, Oakley, Bayliss in their own group, and we've got the Patton train, which is Patton, Lewington, Beaumont, Leggett, O'Driscoll, and Bunting, and Suttle. And then we have this secondary train, the Herdman train, slightly behind it, with who's this? Schilling, Miller, Lang, and then we've got 16th down is no one cares. But really, those top 15 are the only people that I would suspect to be fighting for points today. There might be a few mechanical issues, but CGP2 cars are pretty reliable. They very rarely break down. And I mean, the rain might help with failures, but we're not going to get someone charge up from 16th to get major points. He might slide into the points. Sliding into the points, like. Yep. But, to be honest, actually, Patton isn't holding up Lewington that much. Because Lewington isn't getting right behind Patton. I don't think he's got the grip to close up right behind and then get the dirty air. At the moment, no one has the grip to do anything. They're just, what are they doing? No one's racing each other. I've never seen a boring wet race. Sometimes there can be bits of a race that's boring in a wet race, but usually something does happen. Like usually dry out. Wet dry races are always very exciting. Just wet races aren't quite as good. Or maybe one that switches between inters and wets is obviously effectively a wet dry race. That's the element that you basically what makes a wet dry race is changing compounds of tyres, which is much bigger than options and primes and stuff. But I don't think there aren't any inters in CGP2, so I'm not sure if there's even any in CRC. I've never seen any. I don't think there is. But yeah, nothing's happening at the moment. It's really close. You look at it and you think, oh, he's closing up, but no one's doing anything. Unfortunately, they need to start being aggressive. These Hamlin Fox cars should. I mean, Rosie O'Driscoll should be desperate to get into that top 8. She takes that. Okay, she takes 8th. She goes reverse grid pole tomorrow. Let's say O'Connor crashes into Wilkinson at the start of the race tomorrow, round about 8th on the grid, which is possible. We might have other cars in there also helping. That's a load of points taken out of O'Connor in the weekend, because O'Connor's only going to get 2nd at the moment, if she doesn't win, obviously. That's what I said at the moment. O'Driscoll gets 4 points for 8th, so that's only 14 points lost, and a gain of possibly 25 points in that second race. So O'Driscoll should be going for it more. Maybe it's team orders or don't hit out Leggett, because Leggett is in a good position. Let's just play it by ear, try and maybe get past Beaumont, but really Leggett should be more aggressive on Beaumont then. If they both need to get past, then someone needs to start making a move for Hamlin Fox, because this is going to turn out to be a really bad weekend for them if they can't make up any places there. I would back one of the top 8 to go out and promote O'Driscoll, but you can't take that. Oh, we have got one out, and it's Bayliss, who's had a failure. I can't go back, but he looks to me like he's had an engine failure. We can't view the replay camera, but we'll... oh, come on, quickly. Where is he? He's just parked off by the side of the road. Let's have a look. Any damage? No, it must have been a failure. Came off in a reasonably safe spot, so there won't be any need. So, as I said that, O'Driscoll is okay now. Bunting and Suttle into the points. The Herdman train is now the non-points train just outside, which is very interesting. O'Connor falling back from Wilkinson, 12 laps in. Is it just me, or is that rain getting lighter? No, it looks just as heavy there. Just as heavy. It doesn't look as bad on board because we're not in a massive train, I suppose. But O'Connor falling away from Wilkinson. Don't want to jinx it. Wilkinson is looking good. Just looking good. Not. She's not going to win. She's just looking good in the race. Don't want to jinx it. And Oakley unchallenged now for third. She was definitely slower than Quinn Bayliss, but Bayliss is out. Pulled over here a lap ago. And yeah, there's actually it might be in the wet. It might be a little bit dangerous there, but I don't. It's been recovered, so it's fine actually. Don't worry, it's been recovered because he was right by the marshals. So this battle now, Patton Lewington is for fourth. So MAT are going to be very happy with this. Fourth and fifth is good, and it means that they'll start fourth and fifth tomorrow if they keep in this. Lewington fourth, Patton fifth if they keep this. So that's good. That means that they should be able to make some progress from there if they keep their noses clean, and then they get good solid points. They get 20 odd points in this race, 20, 22, and then possibly like 26, 27 in the second race. Could get 50 points from the weekend, MAT, just by keeping in this midfield and gaining from others' losses. Could be a strong weekend for them, really, because since they've lost Julian, they just haven't been up there. And Julian almost won a race in Bahrain, and then had problems in Turkey, crashed in both Monaco races, and then was pulled out so he could do practice for CGP to race, but he's not actually been racing, so MAT will be really frustrated by that. They let go of a person to do something that they're not even doing. But fortunately, Bayliss going out hasn't sparked any change in tactics. So everyone just staying behind everyone. Bunting is struggling to keep up with his train. I think he's just falling away slightly from Leggett, but he is just about there. And Suttil as well is falling slightly behind. So Lang, obviously with Bayliss retiring, goes up to 14th, which is all right. Obviously he'll want points, but don't forget that that's not that bad actually. 14th, because it gives him the chance to get points in the second race. We saw Weir in Monaco qualified 18th. There was a load of crashes. He had a problem himself, so only came 11th. There was like 12 finishers. He came 11th because he had a problem. But getting up to 11th meant that he could take a brilliant P2 in the second race. So it's might not be a points game, but it is good. Now, are we going to see... I don't think we're going to see pit stops now, because that would mean they wouldn't be able to go to the end. They'll try and stretch it out until lap 20 odd, or the tyres will go the whole way. I don't know how these wet tyres degrade. Obviously it would have been a one stop in the dry, always is in CGP2. Will it stay the same? Interesting to see, but this train still just holding position, and Oakley, that's a gearbox failure, isn't it, for Ellen Oakley? Yeah, Ellen Oakley has a gearbox failure. Sounds like it. Yeah. Stuck in gear. Got out of it for a moment, but Ellen Oakley is going to be swamped up by the train now. Oh, actually, this could be interesting. Watch out for this. Okay. Okay, so Oakley's going to be going really slowly. She'll go into the pits, but will she make it to the pits? She might pull over and cause a bit of carnage. No, she's managed to make it into the pits still in P3, so she retires from P3. Noble effort Unfortunately for Ellen Oakley, it is over. MAT moving to P3 and 4. The pattern train now for a podium position. O'Connor still in second. Wilkinson still in the lead. Leggett and O'Driscoll closing up now on that points gap. Not looking too bad. Leggett 6th gets 8 points. O'Connor 18. So only a 10-point gap there. Not that bad. And then we have this train though, which is still not doing anything. But Oakley is out. There was a practice session where someone had a gearbox failure, and they managed to fix, in inverted commas, it, and they went back out. But then they had the problem straight away, right coming out the pits. So they obviously didn't fix it. But that is pretty much certain race over for Oakley. Let's see, are they attempting to try and fix the gearbox, which won't happen. So there's Bayliss out. Dulon 25th, obviously a couple of laps down. And then Oakley, that is in the garage, isn't it? That is parked in the garage. Race over, doesn't matter actually. If she carried on, she obviously wouldn't have got anything anyway. But that is 2 front-running cars that we haven't seen. No one else is out, are they? Everyone else is still running. So, yeah, 24 cars running after 16 laps. Not too bad for a wet race. And, again, it looks like it's drying out from that view, but it's not, because it's clearly just the lack of spray. And O'Connor a fair way behind Wilkinson now. Wilkinson has the pace over O'Connor. And we now just have an even bigger gap. We had Oakley and Bayliss filling the gap between the top 2 in the pattern train. And now we have a massive gap. So, even with problems, Wilkinson and O'Connor... Oh, hang on, here we go. Here we go. We might actually finally have some action. Beaumont's had a poor run. Let's go on board with Abby Leggett, who's facing attack from O'Driscoll behind as well. But yeah, we've got a big gap, so even if Wilkinson and O'Connor have some problems, they might actually still be able to bring it home if they, obviously if the problem isn't too bad. But they just, those two look in a league of their own at the moment, with Wilkinson just got the control over O'Connor. Really top driving at the moment, beating a really, really great CGP2 victory. Might go down as one of the best. Win on debut in a competitive series this year. O'Connor has been really good. Leggett and O'Driscoll, I know they're not doing very well today, but they've been doing pretty well, and MAT aren't shabby either, so beating them on your first race with a team that has not shown anything is really, really impressive. It'd be a great, great victory, especially in the rain as well. Barely been in a CGP2 car, now you have to drive it in the rain around Hungary, which is a tough track. And yeah. But actually, Oakley going out has changed things. The Herdman train. Don't know why, but every time I say a train, it's always in some kind of weird voice. But the Herdman train is for 10th. It's now actually worth something. Schilling 11th. And Lang up to 13th, still behind his teammate. And from my perspective, Morecambe 16th and Weir 20th. Not good for Callum Weir. Getting sacked in the morning. So we're almost, well, we are gonna reach the halfway point of this lap. It's actually 18 laps if you count by my standard, because I commentated the formation lap as if it was a racing lap. But I got a new, well, I did know there was a formation lap. I just, for some reason, just thought they were racing, because when I did it before, it looked like they were racing, and then I just thought it was a racing lap. Whoa, Leggett! Oh, I thought she'd done that move there. That was a half spin, half overtaking opportunity there. That came out of nowhere. She was nowhere near Beaumont. Then started picking up a load of speed on him while spinning out at the same time. Managed to save it and not clip Beaumont either. But at the moment it's Bunting on reverse grid pole. Started 10th. Made his way up to 8th with failures. That is a really good really good. Masterforce haven't been anywhere this season, I don't think, in CGP2. So I could get reverse grid pole, and Bunting's looking okay. Keeping up with Patton, who'll be, keeping up with Legend and stuff. Who'll be starting around him on the grid, so you never know, he could get a cheeky victory. And I'll just quickly check up how many points he's on. I don't know if he's on any, but he's doing a top job at the moment. Really good stuff from Joe Bunting. Let's go back to the front. Don't think anything's happening here. I'm trying to look in front. Is that Beaumont right behind Lewington? No, it isn't. Not close enough. Yes, I will go to the front, and then I'll just go on board with O'Connor. No, we'll go on board with Wilkinson. While I quickly just check up this, see what Bunting has. Bunting has 18 points. One podium. He had a podium in Monaco, which means nothing. How did you get? Surprised you get. Oh yeah, because that was the race where someone crashed in the lead, wasn't it? Abbey Legit crashed in the lead on the final lap. So anyone that was on the Abbey Legit still came fourth in that race, but yeah, anything that anybody who was on the lead lap would have got a podium. So yeah, he got a podium in that, but apart from that, he's only got 3 points in proper races. So yeah, this will be double his proper points and some, and give him a great opportunity for tomorrow. So really good stuff from Bunting. I hope he does stay there or get like 7th or something. But really, think of it from Masterforce's point of view. They don't really want him to go up from 8th, do they? He goes to 7th and he gains 2 points. But he loses 7 points on the grid. If you know what I mean. I know he doesn't lose 7 points. But he's 7 points difference if the grid position is finishing position. And I think the rain has not stopped. The skies look really nice now, but no, it hasn't. Oh no, it looks horrible again now. Maybe it's just going into turn 1. It looks nice. Gives you a false sense of security that things are going to get better. So if they are going to pit, it's probably going to be around now that they're going to pit. I'm not sure if they will, but if they do pit, it's going to be around now. There's clear skies there, but I think over the track it's overcast and still raining, more than overcast. But yeah, as I said about Bunting, he'll lose 7 points on the grid for gaining 2, and that's a 5 points difference. And for a team like Massforce, who aren't going to get that many points, that's not very helpful, really. So they might want to keep him in 8th. But yeah, it's so it is still raining. Still seeing drops of rain out on track. Gap at the front up to 2.3 seconds. Wilkinson really pulling away now. And it's a 26-second gap, I think that was, to this train. But yeah, the rain is still coming, but it looks as if the conditions might improve before the end of the race. And so I clicked on the weather and it said it was dry, but obviously there was a chance of rain. I just didn't see that, but I reckon it is lighter now, that rain. I think we'll just view from outside just to get a sense. I think it is slightly, not quite so bad, the rain, but it is still coming down, but I'm sure it's going to dry out. Let's have a look at the back, not actually look at it, but just look at the order. Still looks the same. I don't think, and there hasn't been much action at the back either. We've got loads of just trains down the field. Lang has overtaken his teammate Miller. I wish I could show you that because there's nothing else to show you, but the replay camera doesn't work. So Lang is 12th. Miller 13th now. Good. That's good for D-Tech really, because the higher Lang can get, the better for them, really, because he's in a position, the Drives Championship, where I think his aim for the season now is probably beating the two Coombs Academy cars. Could be quite hard beating Beaumont, because Beaumont's had a few victories, I think, and or is Bayliss won? Well, the Coombs Academy have a habit of winning the sprint races. I'm not sure which one that's been winning them, actually, but they're quite close on points. I think Lang's aim will be to beat them. There is a dry line appearing. So it is still raining, but it is getting definitely lighter now. That is definitely a lot lighter. And there is a dry line appearing. So I don't think they're going to pit for new wets, because I think the tyres are going to last. The times are still reasonably good. Let's have a look. Yeah, they're still 146s, so that's still pretty good. It is drying out, so this is where it's getting important now. Wilkinson won't be happy by this change in condition. You'd think drivers would like it to get dry, but it unsettles your rhythm. The car changes, then you have to read a really important pit stop. If you leave it one lap too many, and this is what I'm saying about wet, dry races, leave it one too many laps on the primes, you lose 1 second, maybe 2 if it's high degradation. You could lose 5 seconds on a lap easily if you're on the wrong compound of wet, dry. And there's a big gap between these tyres. And the gap is, yeah, it's still around 2 seconds at the front. Just over 2 seconds. Any changes in position anywhere else? Doesn't look like it's still running in the same order. It's all going to be about the pit stops. I have to try and keep up with the carnage in the pit stops, which could be difficult, because there's as well, it's going to be a busy pit lane if the track suddenly dries out more on one lap than the others. But you can see now the spray is not quite so bad. It's not coming up constantly. You'll see it's coming in. Well, it is at the moment, but it's not quite constant. There are times where it's not spray because it's nice and dry. Still everyone holding position. It's Wilkinson leading on debut from championship leader Phoebe O'Connor. Then it's a big gap down the field to Patton, who was behind Ellen Oakley and Quinn Bayliss. They both retired. Beaumont 5th, Leggett 6th, O'Driscoll 7th. And that's O'Driscoll falling a long way back behind teammate Leggett. Bunting is actually right behind O'Driscoll now, and that's reasonably interesting. But I mentioned James Lang. He's not that I said he's not that far away from P5, which has now become P3, but he is falling away now. That Herdman train is a good 6 or so seconds behind this train. That was a few laps ago as well. It's probably increased. But we've just been staying on board with Lewington for the moment because there is literally nothing going on. And apart from Lang is up to 11th. He's almost cleared that train now. He's at the train leader, Herdman, for the final point. But yeah, there's not really much going on, unfortunately. This train is very consistent. Leggett has been almost crashed. Has almost crashed twice. But apart from that, they've been very consistent, this group. It's good to see they're making no mistakes. Quite hard in a train when there's loads of spray and everything, but Wilkinson and O'Connor have got it slightly easier. But that is looking really dry. Do you reckon anyone's going to come in? Let's go to the front. O'Connor is... yeah, they're both still out. I wouldn't be surprised if someone came in. Is anyone going to come in? Lewington stays out. Beaumont stays out. They're all staying out. Let's go further down the field. Someone further down might take the punt. Sittle 9th. Lang in. Good decision. Might not be the best decision. Good decision though. He's by Harry Herdman. If he passes Herdman, that's really good, and he does go on to the 6. It's not another set of wets. That's good. I can't be... oh no, it is another set of wets. Why have they put another set of wets? Oh, I thought he put on dries. It did go to dries, but it's only put on wets. Why have D-Tech done that? They're expecting more rain, but why? Why didn't you carry on going and wait for that rain at least? Oh, D-Tech, what on earth are they doing? Tweets at DMAD Engineering. You are rubbish. What on earth is that strategy called? It's drying up. It's about to be a dry track. They've brought him in. It's ruined his race. He's only ahead of Dulon now. Oaks is out. Jade Oaks is out. Oh, we have got cars in. Who are those cars? Is that the leaders? It is the leaders. What are they going to do? Are they going to do the same thing? It says slicks, but don't count it yet. Inters. Although they do have inters. I didn't realise this league had inters. It does have intermediates. They put on the inters. I didn't realise this league had them. Okay, this will be interesting now. Okay, so that makes more sense then. Surprised they weren't quicker onto the inters then. Because that's really quite dry. They come out both ahead. They come out ahead of Lewington, who stayed out, and Leggett, who stayed out. But Beaumont has come in. Suttill is in, O'Driscoll is in, Patton is in, Schilling, Miller stay out. So James Lang's got that horribly wrong, that strategy call. Weir staying out, Cora Morris staying out. Oh, is that contact between Beaumont and Weir? It is, but only minor contact. Or is it actually? Is Weir? No, Weir's fine. Weir hasn't got any damage. Okay, let's see. Let's compare these tyres. Well, right on board with CGP, Callum Weir. See what it's... No, the Inters are quicker. The Inters are quicker. Let's go on board with Bunting, actually. This is interesting. Oh, no. Almost a crash for Beaumont there. He's managed to get past Craven. Oh, my voice is going. He managed to get past Craven. I need a drink, really. And he's managed to get past Morecambe as well. And Morecambe is really slowing this up. So Beaumont and O'Driscoll, yes, they're on the right tyres, but they're going to be losing time to those who stayed out on the wets. Because, although, yes, they're on the wets, wrong tyre, these guys are going as fast as wet tyre runners because they're stuck behind them. Morecambe, Craven, and oh, who was that? It was Morrow. But they've made the move. James Lang, he was one lap. He was on the perfect lap for Inters probably. He's messed it up completely. Bunting goes a brilliant move around the outside, but he's lost time on there. Okay, let's see what happens here then. Who's coming in? Who's a major runner coming in? Schilling is not. There was one. Lang does the fastest lap. That's interesting. On the wets, but that was the out lap. So Patton has kept third. Beaumont has jumped Lewington, who stayed out. So Lewington has lost time, and O'Driscoll. No, Legends. That is a fantastic strategy call, in my opinion. Leggett has stayed out one more lap on the wets, so she can now go onto the slicks, and the slicks are quicker than the Inters. Good decision. Leggett's up ahead of Beaumont. So this brings Leggett into play. She's gained a pit stop, and they go even quicker. They go 7 seconds quicker than Lang on the Inters. Try to think what Leggett's going to be doing on these slicks. This brings Leggett into play for the race win. She's gained a pit stop. She's gained a lap of extremely quick running. Wilkinson and O'Connor, it's going to be close. They should still have the gap if they come in this lap. Are they in, or are they staying out more on the Inters? O'Connor's on the slicks. Apparently they've been on the slicks. They came out on intermediate tyres, and now they have slick tyres on. But Leggett has passed Patton. Patton is in, so must have been a graphical glitch on the front two cars. But Beaumont, Bunting, O'Driscoll, Suttill in. This is really complicated now. So the front two are fine then, because they were on slicks apparently, but I'm pretty sure it showed them on intermediates. So these lot are stuffed then. The people who stayed out onto wets. Okay, look, I'll run you through what's happened. People have come in for wets. People have come in for inters. People have stayed out on wets and then gone to slicks. That's what's happened. One car's come in for wets. Dreadful decision. Some cars come in a lap later for inters. That seems to work. They're quicker than the wet runners, but the wet runners have waited well enough for dry tyres then. Patton is straight away on the pace and catching up with Schilling, who's now in a good 6th place. But it's really mixed up the order here. James Lang is 18th. I don't even know how he's that high, to be honest. Weir, for CGP, is up to 12th, and he was 20th before all this happens. This has mixed up the order fantastically, and this is why I said Bunting's still in P8. Bunting has actually done a good job here. He's managed to jump Beaumont, so Beaumont's had a slow stop, and so has O'Driscoll, because O'Driscoll is 11th behind Suttill. So Beaumont and O'Driscoll have lost positions to Bunting and Suttill respectively. Bunting's gone ahead of both O'Driscoll and Beaumont. Suttill's in between them, and they're behind Schilling and Miller, who stayed out on wets and then went to slicks. Leggett and Lewington stayed out on wets, went on to slicks, and they're 3rd and 4th, but they were front running anyway. But Bunting is still in that P8 position, so maybe I was right. And then the main gainers from this are the CGPs, which is good. Weir's 12th, Morecambe's 11th. That's good. And the main loser is Lang, but he hasn't lost that much. But quite interesting to see what strategies we've had down the field. Unfortunately, I believe I've missed it now. They're probably all on slicks. Yeah, I reckon they're all in now. But basically, some cars have gone inters, which has meant they've had to do an extra stop. And that's Patton, Bunting, Beaumont, Suttill, O'Driscoll. And although they gained for 1 lap on the inters compared to the others on the wets, and then they lost slightly on slicks. But O'Connor's taken the lead. O'Connor is in the lead. Is that a problem for Wilkinson? No, she's still running. Must have been a spin then. No, it isn't. Well, it might have been. But that is damage to the front wing on Wilkinson's car. Missing the few of the cascades on the wing. So she must have spun and tapped the barrier. O'Connor is fine. O'Connor has everything. So O'Connor is going to win this race. And Lewington's out. Lewington is out from 4th place. Oh, dearie, dearie me. Where is he? Where's he gone? Yeah, he's down and out. Dulon. Is that a problem? Lewington has lost a wheel. I can't view the replay. Lewington has clearly crashed into Dulon. And the replay camera doesn't work. No! So Lewington has crashed into Dulon. That's why Dulon's in the wall, I believe. Dulon, I don't know what Dulon's doing. But Lewington is out. He's, you know, Dulon's in the pits apparently. Who knows how many laps he is down now. Okay, so Lewington's just DNF by himself then. Ryan Price is in. Not sure what that is for. But we've had a fair few retirements now. I'm so disappointed for Wilkinson, because O'Connor's going to win it now, and Leggett's going to be really, really annoyed. Leggett has managed to save her bacon by getting up to 3rd, and then O'Connor takes the win and gains 10 points. So that's the same gap as it was from 2nd to 6th. So Leggett's gained massively, but lost massively in a way, because actually she's got the same amount of points, so she hasn't lost now. But on the grid tomorrow, she's only going to be 6th, where she would have been like 3rd. So, Leggett's going to be really annoyed with Wilkinson. What is Wilkinson's pace like? That's what the thing is. She's falling back. There's a massive... I believe there's a massive gap now from Legit behind. Because Legit saved a pit stop. So there's now a pit stop effectively ahead of Patton and everybody. So Legit will probably pass Wilkinson, but we've got action down there as well. We will go here. We'll go on board with Abby Legit, chasing down Wilkinson for second place. This has been a great race, actually, to be fair, the end of this. Yeah, Legit is 20 seconds up now, so that is a pit stop on the cars, on the next car that was in the same train, which is Patton. In 6th, Bunting 7th, Beaumont 8th, Cecil 9th, O'Driscoll 10th, and everyone else was really massively out the points. Herdman was round about there, but I believe he went on to the Inters, so he's kind of lost, but everyone else around him was so far back it doesn't matter. I think that's how it's worked out for him. But yeah, really interesting race. It was pretty boring, I'll be honest, for the first 25 laps, but those pit stops have really shaken things up. Legit has done a master call. Wilkinson has made a mistake. And I don't know what that was, but they came out the pits with Metcalf's out as well. And I believe Dulon has actually retired now, finally. But yeah. Crazy stuff. That Legit has gained a stop. And gained places, but not gained anything really. But yeah, as I said, at the front, it was going back to what I was saying about before. They came out on Inters, but for some reason it wasn't. It was slicks. There was some kind of graphical glitch or something. But we saw Patton, Bunting, the Patton train was reforming with the same members as before, but in a different order and for a disappointing position. But we'll go back to that after Legit has passed Wilkinson, which I think is going to be coming up this lap or the next. Wilkinson has same lap, no, slightly worse tyres actually, and damage to that front wing, which I'm not sure how much of a difference it's making. She obviously spun, but we'll see if we can get the replay come out at the end. We can't get it while we're racing. I'll try and get it at the end. See if it works then. But actually Wilkinson's keeping the gap to O'Connor, so it looked like Wilkinson wasn't that far behind O'Connor just after the crash, but yeah. Looks... No, that gap's not actually closing that much, so let's go to where it's getting interesting. And that is Miller looking for a solid 4th now, overtaken by teammate Lang. Lang could have had a really good result today, but he's not going to get it. And Schilling is dropped back, so Schilling is now leading the train. He was late. Actually, no, he's 1 lap older tyres because he was on the wets, then went on to slicks. These were on the Inters for these were on the Inters for the first lap. They were on the slicks. These guys behind in that. So Patton, Bunting, Beaumont, Sutto, O'Driscoll have got 1 lap fresher tyres than Schilling. So Schilling will fall back. Schilling is a nice protection though for Miller. So that will be the aim for Patton, to get past Schilling and Miller, but it's unlikely. I think Schilling would be an achievement in itself. It's going to be hard to pass with the wet line still there. That's probably how Wilkinson made a mistake, with something to do with the wet line. But we have 4 laps to go for these guys. Slightly less for O'Connor at the front. Quite a lot less actually. There's quite a big gap at the moment. And it looks to me like my cars are going to come just outside the points in P11 and 13. Hopefully they... Oh, what on earth is going on here? Ooh, that was just a bit of lag. What on earth is that laugh? Yes. But yeah, actually, I think there's just going to be a reformation of nothing happen. So let's see if Legit's closing down. No, not really. Wilkinson will be on the podium, but she'll be really disappointed she didn't win. I said changing conditions, he won't like that, and it's ruined it for her. But James Lang is coming up to Morecambe Herdman Weir, which is interesting because he could get P11, which although he'll be really annoyed that he didn't do what everyone else did. To be fair, actually, he probably didn't lose that much because he went massively slower on the wets, but he gained his pit stop back. That's what it would have been for Lang. Lang made that pit stop, but he gained his pit stop back on most runners. So he lost it on Weir and Morecambe, that's why they're in front. But he did the same as Herdman, I believe, in terms of the amount of pit stops, just slightly slower because he was on the wets for 2 laps rather than the inters for 2 laps. That's how I think it's worked out for Lang. So Lang's done what Leggett's done, stayed out for longer on the wets, then gone to slicks. But just made that extra stop, pointless stop for wets. So I think that's why Lang is still running okay. He has a chance of getting up to 11th. So it's not... No, he's out. Is he out or has he just dropped to 17th? Wait for it. If he's out, he'll drop more. No, I think he's just... he's obviously just made a mistake then. He's down to 17th. So I've explained the complicated strategy of how he's going to rescue everything, and it turns out to be completely pointless. We'll go down to we'll go down to Lang. There's only 2 laps to go now. Patton's P10. Oh, I missed that. No. Oh, I completely missed it. I can't go back. I'm really annoyed with that. I'm on my way down. And I just completely missed Patton. Patton's made a mistake then. He's down to P10. He's ruined his race. Bunting up to P6. So yeah, Lang's just made a mistake somewhere. He's still got his front wing intact, so it obviously wasn't that big a mistake. But yeah, not a good day for Lang. And let's go back to the front. Just scroll through the rest of the field. That's probably going to be how it finishes. Lewington, Metcalf, Dulon, Oakes, Oakley, Bayliss, all out. O'Connor. But oh, who's this? Who's this? Right, who's this? This is Stone. So so O'Connor's lapped her teammate. But now coming up to Tara Stone. This could be interesting. 1 lap to go. Don't do anything stupid, Phoebe. She gained a victory from Leggett pushing too hard at the end with a massive gap. She doesn't want to lose one like that. Sure, Leggett would. Leggett would love it. As Gemma Craven slows down just to add a bit of spice to it. This could end up badly. Craven is letting... Oh, I think Craven was trying to let O'Connor through, but then thought, oh no, I'm going to lose because he's just Stone. I have to start racing again. O'Connor goes past Stone. Now it's Craven to pass. No. Yeah, Craven hasn't made it interesting. O'Connor's through. She'll be fine now. She's got that one covered. She did lose a lot of time there. Wilkinson's pace has not been bad actually after this damage. She drops to 19 seconds. And she's got that back, but there is a really big gap now. These Wilkinson and Leggett are a long way ahead of Miller, who ran the good strategy, but just hasn't been very quick. And Schilling, who also did that. And it looks like my team's going to come 11th and 13th, which is a good result. Good result for us, actually. The car hasn't been there. And, oh, that's a nice treat. Morecambe's gained position. Just what I was talking about. That's very nice. But there it is. I thought a bit anticlimactic. I was expecting a little bit more to happen at the end with the conditions, but I guess we had a change in the leader in the last 5 laps. O'Connor has won it. I completely missed that. Oh dear, I've missed the win. Doesn't matter. She just crossed the line. It's really not that exciting. Wilkinson on the podium on debut. Good race for her. Very good race. Leggett 3rd. Jack Miller, we're waiting for. He will easily take 4th. And Schilling should take 5th. We'll be on board with Bunting. Can Bunting make a last ditch move? Doesn't look like it. Schilling has got that one covered. Great result for Miller and Schilling. They were nowhere all race, and they've ended up 4th and 5th. Fair play to them. And I was saying, MAT, well, yeah, they've been doing well just by being consistent. Yeah, Lewington's out, and Patton's got 1 point, so they haven't had a good day at all. Joshua Suttill will start from reverse grid pole. Rosie O'Driscoll, nightmare for her. She's 9th, 2 points, but doesn't gain any positions on tomorrow's grid. Patton is 10th. Weir is 11th. Not even that far off the points. Good race, lads. Well done. Finishing right behind each other as well. Good. Good on Weir and Morecambe. Herdman drops 13th at the end. There's Mahoney, Saville, Morrow, Lang, dreadful race. Craven, who finished 1 lap down, so that's why she's coming in. Stone. Stone's staying out. Tara Stone does what she wants. She finished a lap down, therefore she has to come into the garage because she's completed the race. She took the checkered flag, and she's done another lap after that because she was a lap down behind Craven. Price is in there. No, oh, hang on. Let's see what Price does. I think Tara Stone just wants to drive around when Price is awful. I mean, come on. Teammate wins, leading the championship easily. He's 20th. He's been lapped by almost every point scorer. He's coming in, so he's obedient at least. Tara Stone, what an idiot, just staying out for no reason. But what a race, actually. No, it wasn't a good race, was it? It was... What a good 2 laps of pit stop strategy, which made me really confused, but also really excited. And then a change in lead that I didn't see, and a change in 6th that I didn't see. Yeah, but yeah, that was interesting. That was a few laps, and I hope you enjoyed it. And there it is, the final results. And yeah, it was yeah. Unfortunately, there wasn't actually that much racing, but really good stuff from the strategy point of view. That was good few laps, and it gave a mixed up result. So yeah, good stuff. I don't know what's going on now. It's just reloading that. Okay. Thank you ever so much for watching. And that was almost on the hour limit as well. In fact, I think it went over. But they started the last lap in time. I didn't mean to do that. Hang on. There we go. That is it. And I've just got a big thank you from Matt and on Twitter for running these sessions. I'd just like to say it was a pleasure. I'm sorry most sessions I ran went wrong, but we got them done. I've got them all done. And it only took me until 1 o'clock on Saturday night to do it. Or Sunday morning, actually. But I'm completely knackered. I need to go to bed. The commentary is tough work before you have a go at me. Commentary is tough work. That was a good race. And it's a shame I can't do CGP3, but it wasn't to be. So I might be able to commentate if it's in the morning. I might actually be able to commentate on that. So that'd be quite good. So yeah, but thank you ever so much if you have been watching my running of CRC, and I hope I've done a good enough job. And yeah, it is Phoebe O'Connor who has extended her championship.